So I just finished recording a video that said dealing with a crisis. And if you're watching this video and you do not see a link in the description to a video that says dealing with a crisis, try to find on my channel the video called dealing with a crisis, because the video dealing with a crisis and dealing with fears kind of go hand in hand, like continuation of one another. So dealing with fear, Ada Conde has this methodology that she uses anytime she's consumed with fear or doubt. So let's just say that hypothetically, you have observing that something is unfolding in a negative way. Let's just say your boss is not happy with you. You're worried that you might not receive a promotion that you wanted for, or worse, you might be laid off or let go. Maybe you're watching your significant other becoming colder to you and you're worried that your relationship are at the breaking point. Maybe you are observing that your savings are kind of slowly melting and disappearing and you're living on a paycheck to paycheck and you're worried about potentially not being able to cover all of your expenses for the month. Maybe you're observing your kids changing in a negative direction and you're worried that it will only progress worse. Regardless of what it is, you have a worry, you have a fear. So how the Ada Conde says she doesn't say how you should deal with it. She just gives examples of how she deals with it and lets you decide. So how would she deal with that? She said that, first of all, I observe my fear. And usually the fear is always coming from a position of lack, a position of not enough, a position of scarcity. For example, I'm afraid I won't have enough money to cover my rent or my mortgage. I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to stay at my job for much longer, and I'm not sure how it's going to affect my finances. I'm afraid my significant other is having an affair. I'm afraid that my children are no longer listening to me and they're under control of some bad people. So she says, after I record, so she said, we start with just an observation, a passive, non-judgmental observation of my thoughts. And she said that then I close my eyes and I ask myself, how would I like it to be different? And then she writes it out. I hope that we can have a heart-to-heart conversation with my significant other and blah, blah, blah. I hope that I will receive an unexpected offer of making extra money on the side that I will be able to use to solve my problems. I hope that I will find a way to deal with my children's, current behavior, whatever it is. So she writes out what she hopes the outcome is going to be. She said she used to have this situation where she would lay in bed, unable to go to sleep, with her mind just circling around the problem in this negative labyrinth of bad outcomes. What if my car breaks? And if my car breaks, I don't have enough money to cover my car and my apartment. So what if I'm without my car? What if I'm unable to get to work on time? What if I'm unable to take my kids to school? What if I'm unable to go take care of my mom who breaks her hip and needs extra help? How am I going to deal with this? How am I going to deal with this? So she said it's almost like a thought, I surely hope nothing happens, because if something happens, I'm a complete breaking point and I won't be able to handle it. She takes that thought and she starts to run through every possible negative scenario that could potentially happen. And then she lay there at night in her bed, just drenched in dread, unable to fall asleep, unable to rest. And she said that she found this technique to be very useful. She said, anytime I start to feel myself basically going through this endless labyrinth of negative outcomes, she said, then I just stop myself and say, how would I like to be different? And she said the idea of how would I like to be different? How would I like this outcome to be different? Completely changes the direction of her thoughts and make her think of how would I prefer it to be? Well, I would much rather prefer this outcome, or even better that outcome, or even better that outcome. So notice that now she's no longer running in circles within her own mind. She's now starting to think of, and what if this happened? And what if that happened? And then she asks herself, how could I help it to happen? What kind of activities could I do to help that to happen? So she basically takes herself out of this situation, out of this dreadful running in circles, and then she refocuses her energy. And as we know from previous videos, what you focus on expands. So if she focuses on her fears of things going wrong will expand. If she focuses on how outcomes could be positive, what she focuses on expands. So this is how she said that she deals with her persistent fears. And I hope that's helpful. I hope that if any one of you find that tip helpful, just let me know in the comments below. It would really delight me. In the meantime, I'll see you in the next video.